Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing good. Get this music turned down because I can't even hear myself think. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Another week of weekly Kadena news. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's had a good week. I know I had a pretty good week. So before we get started, if we could, share this out on Twitter, get those likes up a little bit. We got a lot of really good news today to go over. So I'm very excited to get into this. Hopefully music and all that's not too loud, and we should be good to go. All right, so since we got so much news, let's go ahead and just go ahead and get started. Soon, what up, man? How you doing? Good to see you here. Jay Carter, welcome, man. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Very, very excited for this week's news. I have to say this is one of the more packed weeks. The last few weeks have been, pretty some news here, some news there. But yeah, man, this week has been crazy for Kadena. So let's go ahead and just get started. So we're going to start off with our TA as usual. Kadena's really just been going sideways. We did have this little pump, if you want to say. I wouldn't really call it a pump, but we did see a little bit of upside here, and we got rejected at this $1.88-ish level. Let me bring that line down a little bit. I think it'd be right about there. So, $1.87-ish. We got rejected off that, where we got rejected off here when we were kind of forming that ascending triangle, right? So, yeah, I mean, just sideways action. We got rejected, and it looks like we're just kind of just hanging out here. It'll be interesting to see kind of where we go. I have been buying a lot this week, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever I've got the opportunity to just throw a bag in, I've been doing it. I'm not really worried about, these higher prices here. I think my last buy-in was, I think I got in right at right here. So my strategy actually was, when we rejected here, I kind of expected we were going to come down to this line, this area and retest it. So I had my buy-in at about, I think it was 168, and then it just bounced. And I really thought we were going to have a breakout of this level here. But, obviously that didn't happen. Now, something I wanted to look at, because we haven't really looked at it. I don't know if we've looked at the weekly yet, but there's a few different things that I'm seeing here. So, we can see here on the RSI, we're pretty oversold. We're the lowest we've ever been on the weekly. And then if we go to the MACD here, we can see it's just been coming down pretty much this entire time since we had our top. And we're just now starting to curve up. Now, of course, this would be bullish if we get a, bullish cross here, something like this. That would be awesome. And, since it's on the weekly, that would be, that would be great to see. But if we look at the candles right now, it really looks like we could be set up here for a rejection. And then this next, we got another 2 days and 1 hour before this weekly candle closes. So obviously in 2 days, a lot can change. But that being said, just the way this looks right now, it really looks like we just, got that retest rejected. And on the weekly, this next candle could be red. And I do really think, and we'll look at this a little bit of correlation with Bitcoin here in a second. I really do think if we get rejected here, we might fall down. If we break this $1.48 level, we could fall down to this next support here, which is right at about a dollar, where I've been saying for multiple weeks. I think it's very realistic that we do see that. But, the way the world's going right now, it's kind of hard to tell. I feel like I say that a lot. But, the world's just very unpredictable. So, we had this pump, and then, we're going to talk about it here at the end. We had a little situation with Tesla, which I think kind of scared the market and caused us to not come down a lot, but we're kind of chilling here in this level. And it looks like, in my opinion, we kind of fell back into this bull flag. So you know, maybe we come up here to test that 23,000 level again. And if we get rejected again, I would expect us to come back down here and test these 20,000 levels. If we break 20K here, and this ends up being a, you know, bear flag, we could see, you know, just a pretty horrendous dump. And if we do see that, you know, if we look here, I think it's in around the 25th, I think is when we're going to hear about how much they're going to be raising interest rates. So, you know, maybe we kind of just slowly dwindle down to right in around this area. And then, you know, depending on what they say, that could push us down. So, you know, we really just have to see here. But you know, my plan as usual with Kadena is just keep buying. It's very obvious here that we have a very good range going on as we're just, you know, zigzagging in between here. So any buys in, you know, in this area, in my opinion, it's not going to hurt. You know, once we do have a bullish breakout, you know, in the future, which I'm kind of looking for us to break this blue trend line that I have here. You know, that's kind of our two last highs. So, you know, if we eventually get up to this like $2.40-ish range and break out, that'd be awesome. And, you know, really when you're buying in these areas here, when we're up, you know, back in our like $10 to $20 range, no one's going to care if you bought, you know, at $1.50 or $1.65 or $1.75 or, you know, wherever. So, you know, just kind of keep the long-term vision in mind when you're, you know, deciding to pick up more KDA or not. So that's pretty much it here for the charts. Really just have to see. I would say more than likely next week could be bearish, but again, it's just really, really hard to say. We could get some random FUD news that's irrelevant and the market will just freak out and, you know, whatever. Or we could get some really bullish news. It doesn't seem like the bullish news ever really does anything to Bitcoin anymore. You know, we're constantly seeing news about adoption and all sorts of other things, and it just doesn't seem to move the price. So let's go ahead and move on to our coin market cap. Now, we have some pretty sad news here. We actually did fall out of the top 100 over the week, which really sucks because there's just been so much good news coming out this week. But we do have a pretty decent increase, 23.35% increase in volume, which is awesome. And we will go over why I think we're seeing that large increase in volume here in just a second. But you know, hopefully we end up back in the top 100. I mean, it's not super serious, but I think it's a good thing to kind of just you know, hold that spot in the top 100. Sweaty Goat, what's up, man? Good to see you. So yeah, let's go ahead and just move on. So our first bit of news here is with KDA Bet. So we're very pleased to announce that we have chosen our IDO partner. It will be KD Launch. Together we will bring the storm to Kadena that we need to grow. DeFi infrastructure good. Dapps with massive social appeal that brings ton of new blood, the better. So this is very, very exciting. I'm pretty sure everybody who's been active in the KD Bets Telegram probably already knew that because, you know, you're always seeing KD Launch people in there. So, you know, I feel like that was a little giveaway, but very, very exciting to see here that they're going to be launching on KD Launch. I love KD Launch. So, you know, it's awesome. Now, I'm going to have a video coming out here shortly. Let me turn this music down just a tad bit more. Hopefully that sounds good for everybody. I don't want to turn it down so low that no one can hear it. Jay Carter says, I'm surprised we didn't drop off more of the Elon selling news. Yeah, just hold on. We'll get to that because I want to talk about that here at the end. So, yeah. But as I was saying with KD Bet, we are, I'll have a video coming out probably, I want to say next week, a first look, because I haven't actually done a first look video on KDA Bet. I should have done it a long time ago, to be honest with you. But that'll be coming out, and, you know, maybe some AMAs and interviews possibly in the future. So, you know, stay on the lookout for that. Some more KD Launch news here. They were talking about Timpi. So Timpi is going to be giving out 10% APY to all IDO investors for as long as the release of tokens is delayed. So some added value to your investment right there. Great news for Timpi. So, you know, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I made a first look video on Timpi. I was pretty excited about Timpi. And then they announced that they're going to be making their own layer 1, and it's going to be proof of stake. And as soon as they said that, I lost pretty much all interest in the project. And I'm very concerned, or not concerned, but confused why the tokens are getting delayed. But if you invested in Timpi and you're waiting for your tokens, it's nice that you're going to be getting a little extra added to your bag because of the delay. So, you know, that's great to hear. I'm still kind of waiting to see what Timpi's going to do and how Kadena is still going to play a role, because I have yet to... I think they released their white paper, and I went through it, but I don't think they really mentioned anything about how Kadena is actually going to play a role once they move to their layer 1. So, yeah, Timpi is hit or miss, and we'll just kind of have to see. But like I said, if you guys are invested, this is great news. Crypto Junkie, what up, man? Good to see you. So let's go ahead and move on. So this is another awesome announcement here that I expected people to get a little bit more excited about. But we have KDA finally on BinanceUS, and you can go right now and buy KDA on Binance. So this is why I really think we got this large volume increase here, is probably because people were able to buy it on BinanceUS. So, you know, we're on Binance now, we're on BinanceUS. I've even heard talks of Binance having their own like chain or something where all the pairs will be available on Binance. If that happens, that is extremely bullish really for the entire you know, ecosystem, I would say. If a lot of these tokens that are only available on like KD Swap, and some are coming to CADX very slowly, you know, if these were available on Binance, that would be awesome. So Soon says, yeah, I had a bad feeling about Timpi from the start. They seem confused. Yeah, like I said, I really do think that if they had their plans, if they would have done enough research to know that, you know, they were going to need to be on their own layer 1 from the get-go, then maybe they wouldn't have taken this route. But I don't know. I still just, it gives me the feeling that the KDA community was really just kind of a fundraising opportunity for them. And I hate to say that, and I don't want to say that they're just using Kadena as a way to, you know, start their own thing, but that's kind of how it looks. And when people are asking, hey, you know, what is Kadena going to be doing for Timpi, and they just really don't say anything. They just say, oh, well, I think in the white paper it just says how great Kadena is, and then it says how great that the community is for helping them raise funds. It doesn't really say any utility. So, yeah. KDA bet is going to eat money. Few good projects out there at the moment. Yeah. See, I don't know. I really genuinely think there's a lot of great projects right now that are coming out. I just don't think that they're fleshed out enough. So it doesn't really give people enough confidence at the moment. Whereas with KD bet, the whole team is just ridiculously stacked. It's very impressive, honestly. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So we got a great announcement from Backalley. Now, if you guys watched last week's stream, I mentioned this about how they were working on this staking platform and how they really didn't, you know, market it or show it off at all. But I wanted to make sure that I added this in here because I was really impressed with it. It was very seamless. It's very clean. It looks really nice. And you can only see there's 154 stakers. That's it. So the little bit of BKA that I did have, I threw in here and it's earning. So, you know, if you guys got your BKA bags and you haven't got them in here yet to be earning this 20% APY, I would very highly suggest that you do so. You got another 362 days to do that. And if I had my my Zelcore on here, I would just do a little test kind of thing to show you guys how it works. But I don't. So, and I didn't want to buy any more BKA to make an entire tutorial. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, right? You just hit stake, or you know, however many tokens you want to stake it, and then sign the transaction. That's pretty much it, right? So anyways, I think this dashboard is awesome, and I really hope now that this will give people in the community a little bit more confidence in Backalley that they are legit. You know, like I said last week, a ton of people have been talking about how Backalley is a scam, and I hate to see that, because you know, they are listed as like official Kadena ecosystem partners or whatever. They're on the official roster, right? So obviously they're building, they're taking their time, and from the looks of it, they're doing a great job. I mean, it's very clean. So yeah, shout out to Back Alley. Good to see you guys working on this. Like I said, step your communication game up and you guys will be top tier for sure. So let's go ahead and move on. We've got a huge announcement, and we're going to go over quite a few things for this. But we now have USDC in the Kadena ecosystem, and it's available on KD Swap and also on KDEX. So you can see here USDC arrives at KD Swap thanks to Lago. And I've been, hearing some FUD about Lago since they, had their spotlight with Kadena. And again, I just don't think it's deserved because, if you take a project that's just starting and say, nope, they're scam, it's not going to work, bridges are unsecure, stable coins are not reliable, yada, yada. I mean, it's easy to say that, but I do have faith that the Lago team knows what they're doing. They got this bridge up and going very, very fast. And we're going to talk about the whole audit situation here in a second. But there's a Medium article. You guys can go in a little bit more detail. But KDEX also trading pair KDA kwUSDC is now live on KDEX. So you guys probably know this, but so you got Kadena wrapped USDC. I know a lot of people are confused with all the letters here, but yeah, that's what it is. So nice to see KDEX also got the same thing. And so Lago's, here's their little announcement here. The bridge is open. Bridge.lago.finance enables wrapping of USDC tokens from Ethereum to Kadena. The wrapped assets are called kwUSDC. So Kadena wrapped USDC, like we said. Once bridged, you can see your assets in the Kadena wallet by adding lago.kwUSDC to your token list. So if you guys don't already know how to do that, that's something I actually need to put up on my whiteboard to remind me to make a video of how to add tokens to the wallets. Also, while everybody's here, how interested are you guys in a video about Kadena wallets? So like which wallet's the best? I was thinking of maybe making a video going over all of them and then kind of, picking or giving my opinion on which one I think's the best. Spoiler alert, Zelcore. So, maybe I'll put a video out on how to add these different tokens to the wallet, because I know a lot of people get very confused on that. Sweaty Goat says Mock will be a big success story this year. Yeah, man, I agree. I don't have any Mock tokens, and, we'll see when the NFTs and all that come out, if I get involved in it. But I will say they are... they're hard workers, man. They're pretty much constantly having discussions and being involved with a ton of other projects. And that's, one of the things I've said before is that the Kadena community is so tight knit. It's not like a competition. It's more or less like, how can we help, how can we help these other projects so we can all get, kind of to the same end goal. Soon says most Kadena projects just moving too slow. Yeah, and Crypto Junkie says you think it's due to PAC documentation. Yeah, 100%. And we've already talked about that. They've had their announcement where the documentation will be getting improved. So we'll have to just kind of wait, and I think that once that comes out, we'll see a very quick influx of people, that maybe are already dabbling into PAC, kind of get a better understanding, and then just start, get the ball rolling. But I've kind of heard, I was watching a bunch of interviews this week. I pretty much go into Kadena's playlists and just watch everything, even the most technical things, and I watch them over and over and over again just to kind of drill it into my head what's going on, right? But I think it was Stu that was talking about how he's heard from a lot of developers that once people get into Pact and just kind of, it's hard to get into it, but once you get that flip that kind of, get that switch that kind of flips, then it's just like, boom, it clicks, and the understanding kind of just flows very quickly from there. So I don't think it's that PAC's hard. I just think it's very hard, like entry level, because of the lack of documentation. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this bridge real quick. Now I don't have, okay, hold on. Let me go back. I want to reopen this page because I wanted to go over this little thing here. So when you open the bridge, and this is something a lot of people were kind of upset about. I've seen a lot of people complaining because it's not audited. So by using this product, you hereby acknowledge and agree that this product is in beta form and has not yet been reviewed for bugs, viruses, or any other harmful code, and may not meet any performance or reliability standards or otherwise be error-free. Your use of this project is at your own risk and to the maximum extent permitted by law. Lago Finance Inc. and our affiliate, yada yada. This product is being provided to you as is and with all faults, and we hereby disclaim all guarantees, warranties, or representation of any kind, whether express or implied. So what does this mean? It means you know it's untested with bugs and all that kind of stuff. So you're taking a risk by using this right now in the current state. Does that mean that you're going to lose all your money when you use the bridge? No, but I do think that on Lago's part, maybe it could have been, optic wise a little bit better to, maybe launch this with a audit, but audits take a lot of time. And I think this is something that they just want to get going. Right. So anyways, just understand that when you're doing this, and be very cautious. So you can basically just connect your wallet. It opens MetaMask, and then any USDC you can just swap. You can also swap it back. And it does cost Ethereum gas fees, so keep that in mind. It can be expensive. I actually tried to do a little test thing. I didn't have any USDC in my wallet, and it was going to cost $2 for a transaction of nothing. So good old Ethereum. But I think the UI is awesome. I think that this is going to be sweet come down the line, and very, very excited to see what else Lago brings to the table. That was very long-winded. Let's go ahead and move on. Sweaty Goat says, definitely slow uptake, but developers using packs seem to be impressed with it. Yeah, and that's exactly the thing, right? It's hard to get into, but once you do, you see the power of it and why it's going to be, I personally think it's going to be the dominant smart contract language in the future. Soon, both pack and somewhat immature and underfunded projects. Yeah, I agree. Even DocuShield, which could be a good project, but basically they haven't even started yet. Lots of hype, but no movement. Unfortunately, this seems to be the way in general. So, with DocuShield, I'm a little biased because I really, really think that DocuShield's great. I've, spoken with Adrian. We've done AMAs and all sorts of discussions. And I really do believe in DocuShield. But these development things take time, and a lot of people, I don't think, take that into account, how long, it can really take to develop things. So, anyways, another great announcement from KD Launch. KD Launch is going ham this week. We are partnering with the best Bulls team since '96. We're stoked to be partnering with the Kadena Bulls and hosting the IDO for their ARKD token. The AK... Man, I'm so dyslexic today. The ARKD is a utility token that will power the arcade economy. So there's a little Medium article here. You guys can check it out. I haven't actually been following KD Bulls super close since their mint. So I haven't really heard much about this ARKD token, but I will definitely make sure to take a dive into it and possibly make a video on it if people are interested. Let's go ahead and move on. So, this one might be a little controversial because I'm going to give my hot take on it because I just seen it today. I think it actually was a couple of days ago when they posted this. But we got another spotlight coming up, and this is Electron Labs, bringing on-chain privacy to dApps and users, expanding the ever-growing infrastructure on Kadena. So here's the thing that I'm a little confused about. So this is, if you go into the website and some of their documentation stuff, let's go right to their docs. Right here, making ZK tech ready for mass adoption, building a privacy ZK VM for POS blockchain. So I'm very, very confused here how the main thing is that they're basically building, I'm assuming, ZK rollups. Now, I will just say I am not educated, to the full extent on ZK rollups. I thought it was like an Ethereum thing to kind of help with gas fees and those kind of, scaling and that kind of stuff. So I really don't know too much about it, but I do know that it kind of enables private transactions and stuff like that. But I'm very confused how this fits in because, we're seeing here coming soon to Near, Polygon, Cosmos, Aleo, never heard of it, and Solana. So, there's not even a mention of KDA on the website. I really don't think at all. I'm confused about why they're talking about proof of stake blockchains, as Kadena is obviously not proof of stake. And I'm also confused on what the utility will be for these ZK proof roll-up, whatever things they are. I really have no idea, to be honest with you. And if anybody has a better understanding, please feel free to let me know. But this one is just very confusing to me. I'm not really sure, out of all the projects on Kadena, why this one is getting, you know, the spotlight. But I think this kind of, you know, adds into that what we were talking about last week about Francisco and a lot of people just not understanding what their criteria is for Kadena Eco. And I might even try to get a hold of him and see if we can maybe do a interview with him so I can ask some of these questions and get some answers for you guys, because I really just think the community needs a better understanding of how they're picking these projects. I'm assuming that the project spotlights are going to be the same projects that are going to get grants and stuff. So I don't know. This one, I'll just have to look way more into the project. Maybe when, you know, some more information comes out. You know, if you guys got questions, make sure to come in and when we have the project spotlight on Kadena or their YouTube channel, make sure to go in there and ask the questions that you guys have. It's not only good for you, but it's good for the rest of the community that probably has a lot of the same questions, but they might just be a little too, you know, scared or socially awkward to want to get in front of people and ask. So, you know, make sure to do that. I know KDA Miner, I don't think he's in here, but he's always asking really good questions, so I'm sure he'll come in with the heat there. But you know, it's looking from the comments that a lot of people are you know, kind of confused with me, not really understanding how this plays a role with Kadena, but you know, I'm sure they'll explain it and we'll understand more. So Electron Labs, I will definitely be keeping an eye on this one. Let's go ahead and move to the very, very last story, and I'm sure you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing about this. Sweaty Goat, Polygon bought a ZDK roll-up company because they couldn't scale. Can't see why KDA needs ZK. Yeah, I don't get it either. I'm very, very confused about that. As far as I knew, ZK roll-up, ZK, whatever they are, I always thought that these were like an Ethereum thing. So I don't get it. But so I kind of just wanted to throw this in your guys' ear because I feel like a lot of people are kind of getting the wrong idea with this information. And I think that's partially on the influencers and news. They just really they blow things out of proportion. So, you know, I'm not going to read this article. I'm not going to, you know, talk about the details. But basically, Tesla sold a bunch of Bitcoin, 75% of it, in the second quarter. And, you know, we seen the market kind of react very scared to this information. You know, I'm sure there were a lot of paper hands that were dumping. So it's just, you know, when your guys are seeing this news, I know this isn't Kadena related, but I just wanted to put this in here because I think it's important. When you guys see this kind of news, always take it with a grain of salt. You know, they're saying, oh, it was in the second quarter. That's exactly the thing. Second quarter. They sold it like 30K. It's not relevant to right now whatsoever. So the fact that people take this kind of news and think it's like a right now thing, like, oh my goodness, Tesla sold, well, I've got to dump my Bitcoin. That's just ridiculous. So I just wanted to say that I thought it was a little odd that we've seen so much of a reaction to this. I mean, it's a company. They've got to deal with their balance sheets and all that jazz, right? So yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it for the news. Like I said, pretty solid week. Boy, this thing really built out while we were talking. What did I want to talk about? Let's see. So some of the videos that I've got, let's just go over some of the videos I got planned. I'm going to be doing a entire new Kadena video, just like Kadena in general, right? So I'm going to be going over the team. I'm going to be going in depth with each. We're pretty much just going to do Stuart, both Stuarts, and then Will. But I want to go in depth with each one of them, kind of explaining their understanding with things when it comes to like regulations and just everything in general. And then I'm going to go over Kadena and then Kuro. And then just really any other information that people want to know about Kadena. So that way new people can literally just come and just watch that one video, and then that one video should give them enough information where they can, you know, choose, okay, is Kadena something I want to really look into, or is it just another blockchain, right? So hopefully my video will be convincing enough that, you know, maybe we can bring even more people into the community. That's kind of the goal. I've pretty much dedicated my entire channel at this point to Kadena, and that's just shows how serious I am about believing in this technology. So, you know, that's just that. Crypto Junkie, we need to get you back on Matta's show. Yeah, me and Ryan were talking about that. He said something about me coming on, but I haven't really we haven't really talked about it much. So some other videos, I'm still working on that Kadena as a security video. It's been really, really busy, and I already had a bunch of pre-recorded videos that I gotta edit and upload. I don't want those to just go to waste. So, you know, that video is coming, so stay tuned. I know I've been saying that for like 2 weeks now, but remember, this is a one-man band, so, you know, editing, recording, and plus, you know, working and yada, yada. No one cares, but it'll come out eventually. So the other thing is KDEX. Now, I have not really done a lot of videos on KDEX since their original, what was it, the KDX IDO announcement or launch or whatever that was. I haven't made a video since then on KDEX, so there's a good chance I'm going to go into depth on KDEX and kind of like all the functions, just everything about it, kind of like how I did with KD Swap. And then when the platform launches, I'll have a ton of tutorials and stuff on how to use it and all that kind of jazz. But I don't know. I really think KDEX is going to be great in the future. You know, it really sucks all the drama and all the stuff that's kind of been going on, but I really do believe in the KDEX team, and I would really like to, you know, try to help bring as many eyes to KDEX as possible also. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. What else do we got on here? Possibly doing a video on the Lago Bridge. If you guys are interested in, you know, if there's a demand for it. It's pretty self-explanatory, so, you know, who knows. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be pretty much it, unless you got anything for me. I really appreciate everybody coming by. I love doing these streams and hanging out with you guys, so it's awesome. KDA wallet video would be cool. Yeah, I'll make sure to throw that up on the board. It's something I've been meaning to do. I get a lot of video ideas in the middle of the day, and I forget to write them down, and then by the time I get home and sit at my computer, I'm like, man, what were all those videos I was going to make? I do that way too often, so. But, yeah, I'm going to keep buying Kadena. You know, I feel like I say that every week, but I'm not going to stop. You know, I just throw a bag in whenever I can. Make sure you guys, you know, if you're stocking up on your KDA, make sure you're, you know, doing it with money that you guys can afford to lose. And I'm not saying that because I think Kadena is going to go to zero or anything like that, but, you know, I don't want you guys to put yourself in financial distress. The world is insane right now, and you know, you never know when you might need some cash or something on the side, so always keep that in mind. KDEX will be great, but I wish we could buy more KDX tokens right now. Yeah, I wish I could get my hands on some KDX. I wasn't really gonna buy any, to be honest with you, for quite a while, but like I said, I believe in the team. I think they'll make it right. All the mistakes and stuff, I think it's a lot of I don't want to say FUD, but there's just a lot of confusion, and I think people are also just really upset because of how long they've been waiting, right? So there's just this kind of gray cloud looming over KDEX, and until they launch, and I think once they launch and people see like, oh, okay, the platform we were looking for, it's right here, and it's what they said it was going to be. And yeah, so just downloaded Chainweaver. Feel like I need a manual. Yeah, Chainweaver's it's something else. I'll be honest with you, I don't use Chainweaver, so when I make that video, I'll definitely have to go a little bit more in depth with it and kind of learn. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming in here and hanging out. Let's try to get those likes up to 10. We're at 7 right now. If we could get up to 10, that would be awesome. You know, I really hope you guys are enjoying these weekly streams. I feel like it's fun for everybody, and, you know, I hope it's bringing you guys good value. You know, like I said, if you don't have the time to be sitting around and looking at every single piece of news, it can be really, really hard, especially when we have packed weeks like this, man. No pun intended, packed. But we've got, you know, crazy news coming out this week, and you know, it makes my job a lot easier when there's a ton of good stuff to talk about. When there's nothing, it's just like, ugh. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to, you know, keep an eye out. Oh, I almost forgot. I did release a video on Crank that came out today. So if you guys have not checked that out, make sure to do so. It's right here. So yeah, it came out about 8 hours ago. So, you know, make sure to check that out if you guys haven't heard about Crank yet. you know, it's an interesting project. Just check the video out and let me know what you guys think. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week, Friday, 7 p.m. EST, every single week. Teach Mata how to make short vids. That's actually hilarious that you say that, because I was just mentioning to him about how he should he could get so much content clip-wise out of his streams. Okay, anyways, I could run my mouth all day. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week. Until then, peace.